diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to 4th and Jawn, episode 239. This is the Eagles versus Raiders post-game, and obviously it is not going to be a happy podcast. First and foremost, the Eagles look outcoached, uninspired, with no answers in sight. You get messages from your family, you get messages from your friends while watching the games, and they're all kind of the same message. Like, what are we doing? We look outcoached. What is this offense? What is this defense? We have no answers for anything. Just going through this game, and you start off with a bang. You drive the field, you score on your opening drive, and obviously we wanted to run the ball with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders goes out with the ankle injury, gets carted off. That's not a good feeling. But overall, I just felt that Sirianni and this offense did not have any creativity. It's starting to look the same. It's really great for your fantasy football lineups in the fourth quarter. These empty stats don't mean anything. But overall, I think Jalen Hurts, again, ball placement is the thing that we keep seeing. His ability to keep his eyes up when he's rolling out. Sometimes you wish you could hit some of these guys a little bit earlier. But again, when it comes to like describing this Eagles offense, I have no clue. I have no clue who this offense is. This defense. We talk about dictating, whether it's offense or defense. This team does not dictate to any opponent what we are doing. It's almost like we play on our heels. The fact that Carr 91% completion percentage, middle field open all day, linebackers lost in the sauce. But we're gonna have a lot to talk about. But Evan, how are you feeling, my friend?
Gail, man, I could feel the pain in your voice, man. Honestly, preach, dude. You're hitting all the nails on the head. That felt like a complete stream of consciousness from the heart, because I feel a similar way. You mentioned how this Eagles offense lacks an identity, and I somewhat agree with you, and I somewhat in the camp of it's just a poor offense. It's indescribable to say what we do well, but it's an offense that you can't rely on. Being as how we were at home and not doing a tailgate today, I decided to just keep a little summary. I was keeping notes on summaries of each and every drive, and I wrote down the first drive. I was like, we're off to a great start, perfect start. And then ... I could just feel that, because this offense cannot sustain a good play throughout a full 60 minutes of games. That is what their identity is, unfortunately, is a team that is not able to keep it together for a full game. They can start out hot, the scripted plays end up doing well, they march down the field, and then the whole middle of the game, we are just nowhere to be found. They come back during garbage time, but honestly, I think the turning point in this game was that Miles Sanders injury. I mentioned how I do feel like we as Eagles fans are not the only ones that are sitting here and wanting Miles Sanders to get more involved in this offense. I feel like the players, the offensive line, they all feel the same way. And the fact that he went down after doing very well in the first drive and being a key contributor, and then all of a sudden he's just not available the rest of the game, I think that took the wind out of our sails. I think that coming in here, having that, and then just having Nick Sirianni with lack of a game plan compounding on top of that, it just all mixed in for a bad game. It was bad through and through, but I don't know what else to say about this team, man. It is going to be a long rest of the season. Starting to feel that way.
Prime.
I don't really know what else is there left to say. I mean, I think you guys touched on everything. We looked lost. We looked out of place. We looked like we didn't even belong in the NFL, man. I mean, like it was horrible. It was horrible to see. There's only one way to go ahead and describe everything, and I could describe it in different ways. We booty, we suck, we ass. I mean, like there just isn't anything else. There isn't no other term to go ahead and make this team look good, man. Like, it's horrible. Jalen plays bad. Nick coaches bad. Defense sucks. They can't stop. It all started off good. I mean, you had Miles Sanders with his 6 carries, 30 yards, and then I mean he led that drive. Him going down. I see the momentum change, but at the end of the day, you have backups. You keep continuing with that same game plan, and it's just like they just again went away from it. And hey, the Raiders, they took over, man. They every drive after that they scored. Uh, can't understand some of the decisions that were being made, onside kicks, that penalty not accepting it. Like I don't know. It was just all over the place, man. It was frustrating, and I don't know what more to say, man.
The Tony Moyer with the defense's 2-pack of ass. We could say 3-pack of ass today. I mean, it just again, it's you try to look for like the silver linings in or like you look for a common staple like a stopping the run, the front four, waving the 4-4, kicking the door in with Javon or Fletch, but it was just overall just you got guys like Drake running all over us, and keeping the Eagles defense confused, making an emotional album after Drake runs all over you. You know what I'm saying? Just I again, man, we just don't have any answers, and that's the most disheartening thing when you don't have an answer. Like I don't know whether the front office is meddling too much. I for one, I saw that in, comment earlier. Is the message that Sirianni that he's putting out there, is it now stale, and is it now going on deaf ears as you talk about of some of the veterans in the locker room? Like, you know what, we're 2-5. I'm checked out. Like, am I going to get traded? Zach Ertz, one of our leaders in the locker room, just got traded. You saw that emotional speech by Brandon Graham. You thought that would put some fire in but there's certain plays, whether it be Coach Sirianni, accepting that penalty, and they come out with a big play, and you're like, really? Or the fact that you're going for on like 35, really? Like, then you try to kick an onside kick, like subconsciously is that telling your defense you can't stop these dudes? Like, it felt like very, I don't know.
I mean, Gail, you did open up the show talking about how Derek Carr, it was 91% completion percentage today. We couldn't stop him. I mean, that's just the point blank matter of fact of what happened. Derek Carr just had his way with us today. That entire Raiders offense, they did not really miss a beat. There was like maybe 2 third and outs, I think, and throughout the entire day that the Eagles were able to get, both of which was just too little too late. So, I mean, they were clearly a much better team than us. And it's embarrassing for a team that just had everything happen with John Gruden. And this guy is an interim head coach, Rich Bisaccia, and he's in there 2-0 now. And seems to have turned that team around against us.
That quick. Yeah, I mean, it was a shit show for sure. And then, like, I think it was even more embarrassing. Like, I'm laughing and I'm watching Derek Carr on the line yelling out, "We good." That was his play calling. We good.
Yep.
And I mean, on both those times that I heard him call that, they worked. He had a nice pass to his fullback. That fullback was so wide open. I mean, like Taylor got so lost on the play. They got caught thinking it was going to be a rushing play. And here, that fullback was wide open. It was just like, but just hearing him scream out, "We good." It was just like,
let me ask you guys something, because I'm looking at a graphic inside of our little queue here, and I'm wondering what's your guys' thoughts on Nest Row at this point in the season.
Oh man, I'm glad we didn't push that.
Nest Row. I don't know, man. I just feel like at the end of the day, I feel like the guy who's leading the charge, whether it be Sirianni, the kids play calling again, running everything out of shotgun. Like everything looks the same.
Yep.
Again, we're super predictable. Like the only reason why we're getting stats is at the end of the game. They're playing. Our defense is pressing us at the end of the game. No, game's out of hand by then. I just think overall, still a young group of guys. But again, I don't think they're being set up for success. I don't think they're being set up for success with whether we're play calling.
And
85% of the offense is production is run through Jalen Hurts. Like that's not going to succeed in the NFL.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then honestly, before the offense even takes the field, how about I'm pretty much done with Jalen Reagor returning punts. I've had it.
Oh my God,
Jalen
man!
Reagor
Please
returning.
get him out of there.
Put him in the bathroom. My man had a great touchdown catch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he should lead with that. You know, he did have a.
Now, was it great
He
because John Vilma kept on emphasizing that it was so great?
No, I mean, it was a triple coverage.
Come on, man.
It was a great play.
That over like 3 dudes.
That was a great play. And don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But as far as he's not helping us in the special team side of the ball, man. The kickoffs, he is. He had some good kickoff returns today. I'll give him that.
We should leave with the positive on that. He did have that was a sick grab. But we need to see that effort.
It's hard to pull out the positives right now.
We do need to see that effort. We need to see that effort consistently.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see. Matthew says the whole coaching staff is bad. I think, as much as the coaching staff is getting hammered, it's, Howie Roseman is the one constant. DJ Chunko said here. What's that tell you? Says DJ Chunko. He assembled this.
And as we sit here at this point in the season, as we get closer to the trade deadline, we already traded Zach Ertz. I'm starting to think that this team's going to turn into sellers, man. I think that Zach Ertz isn't going to be the last player out the door.
There was rumors, Ian Rappaport mentioned that there was calls for Andre Dillard. And I almost felt when Andre Dillard came in at the end of the game, they're like, Lane, come sit down. We just want to get some more reps for Andre Dillard so he can play, so we can trade you. The fact that I've heard some rumblings of teams that may be calling, like Ravens, but again, it feels like that narrative was pushed out there by Howie Roseman trying to drum up the extra interest in Andre Dillard. Again, it's got us in that locker room when you're looking around at guys. When I tweeted out uninspired, it's like, all right, who's in this locker room right now that is that voice? You usually have 1 or 2 guys who represent the voice of the locker room. And what are they saying to this team? What would you be saying to your teammates to get them motivated to push forward? I mean, obviously you got to have a short-term memory. You're going on to Detroit, another road, another road game. But where do they go up? Where do they go from here? How do they pick up the pieces? I mean, what is there to build off of?
If we end up losing to Detroit, man, this is going to be an even uglier situation than today. And it's very reminiscent of that Miami game a couple of years ago.
But let's just really ask the question, like, how can, I mean, you're asking a question that I don't even know if there's really an answer for. How can we, get back on track from something like this? I mean, it's hard to say because we're going into every week with the same, it seems like with the same game plan. Everybody has this figured out, man. This RPO shit needs to stop. This running from the shotgun needs to stop. These play callings just need to get changed, man. Like, it's just, this high school shit is really starting to get annoying, man. It's starting to get annoying to watch. So, I mean, like, again, how do you answer that?
Now, Paul from London says we have a head coach that should not even be in that position. We have a QB that can't handle the starter role. Our defense is soft. We don't have any identity. We don't have any direction. Sounds like we need to call the X-Men or call in Brian Dawkins for the Dawkins IV on the sidelines because this team needs some serious juice.
Mhm.
Man, like when Miles Sanders went out, I was just like,
I was literally looking at that right now because
I was
the
like,
Eagles' first drive, we marched down. I mean, he had 4 carries in the first drive, 25 yards, and then the Kenny Gainwell receiving touchdown, and then Derek Carr has his way with us, going all the way down the field, and then he gets picked off right in the red zone, and that's momentum right there. We score, Raiders come all the way down and turn the ball over in the red zone. The ensuing drive, Miles Sanders goes down and gets hurt on the screenplay. And
I,
then
I had
everything just fell apart.
I had memes in the chamber. I was like, I had like ready to have like it was like Miles Sanders 10 carries in the first quarter, and I had that Will Smith meme where he's walking out on the street. Today's the best day of my life, and then he gets hurt, and I'm just like, ugh. But Matthew from YouTube has the silver lining. He said we may have 3 top, first round draft picks. Miami again lost. They are 1-6.
They
So
could be the number 1 overall by the end of the year.
we are in the running. We are in the running. We're also we're two. Say it with your chest, 2-5 right now.
Man,
You say it with your
that's
chest.
kicking the teeth, man.
Another silver lining on National Tight End Day. Zach Ertz gets a touchdown, 43 yards with the yak. So it was not only Zach Ertz, it was Yak Ertz. So shout out to that man. Lena from Facebook says, but we want to get rid of our best players. Jenkins was worth money. Ertz was worth money. Rebuild my ass. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was Jenkins is a tough one, but these are both guys that we just really couldn't afford to keep either.
Now I've seen different tweets. I've seen people, telling me that this team has no talent. Brad says we have the talent on the team. It's the coaching that lost this team. I've been going back to that Derek Gunn tweet about his. You guys remember when Derek Gunn tweeted out about what training camp looked like?
Yeah,
and I was just I kind of go back to that because I'm just like, he says, I know it's still early. This is July 30th, 2021. He says, I know it's still early in training camp with a new coaching staff, but after watching practice today, this team has a long ways to go to get ready. Wow! Exclamation mark. And I just think I was just like taken back because it was Derek Gunn, and he's been around this team a lot, but I just like, whoa, he was the only real one to come out be contrarian to what he was seeing. So what was he seeing? Was it the vibe? Was it the
undisciplined? I mean, I think that translates to we're like the most penalized team in the league right now, and these penalties are absolutely killing us each and every game. So that sounds like a direct correlation right there. You can't pull it together in practice, and then you have no discipline during the games.
And it's not like they're small penalties neither. A lot of these penalties have been 15
drive
yards.
Killers.
Yeah, I mean, we're driving, and then that one from a lot of that ended up getting called back. That killed the mood right there.
Kelsey, I absolutely love you, man, but like trying to stick your manscaped dick in someone's face like that, it's not going to help us in the fucking game. 15 yards.
Whoa. Okay.
But
Ryan says it's too easy for opposing teams to figure out Eagles' defense's weaknesses. It's super. Like if you're talking about an experienced quarterback like a Brady, like a Derek Carr, who's he's an above average quarterback in the NFL. It's very easy for them to figure out what we're doing. Again, I've been saying it. It feels like I'm repeating myself every week now.
Yeah.
We show what we're doing. We show what we're doing defensively. There's no shocking anyone, but obviously if there's all these other comments saying we should be blitzing. I mean, he's going to kill you with the blitz too, but at the end of the day, you man it up. End of the day, just man it up.
Yeah.
Cuz at least show some aggression where it's like, you know what? We're gonna chuck it up. Hey, we're gonna man it up. Can't be running zone out here. You're getting killed anyway, so switch it up.
And Jason Reese from Facebook, he brings up a great point talking about just basically coming off a bye week too. I mean, we had 11 days
Yeah.
to prepare for this game, and this is the game plan that we end up coming out with on both sides of the ball. It was very, very poor preparing for this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell they put together in those 11 days, but whatever it was, it definitely was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to shout out anyone today, it would probably be Eagle fans who made the trip out to Vegas to support their team. That's like Rona Central out there. Like you went out there to support your team, packed house, probably like almost close to 50% Eagle fans in there. And this is what you displayed. And, the fact that these Eagle fans are like, I got to get on a plane now. I got to go home. I got to think about what I just watched. Hopefully they're not doing anything, like now I got to drink my sorrows out. Now I got to do something.
That's what I would be doing. You're in Vegas.
Like,
I mean,
this the worst place to be if you're in a down spot.
Listen, I'm a big believer in making the most out of your vacations. If you are out in Vegas right now and you just went and watched that Eagles game, I encourage you to go enjoy the night out on the strip to try and forget about what you just watched.
Yeah, Evan would be like out in the desert, butt ass naked. Like, I don't know how I got here, but the Eagles lost. Just taking out my sorrows.
Enjoy the rest of your time, Mark Bird.
Yeah, seriously, Mark.
Steve says, whatever you can, that's a bar in Vegas. That's all. Yeah. Now, Paul with a question says, do you think benching Hurts is what's good for him? I would bench him. You guys.
No. Well, what have I been saying week after week after week? I've been saying, like, you have to give him this full year. We don't have many other options. I've seen comments in here on my screen talking about we got to get Gardner Minshew. Why? But like, do you think Gardner Minshew is the answer that we're gonna make the playoffs if we start Gardner Minshew right now? Let's just stick with the game plan that we haven't been sticking with from game to game, but let's stick with the overarching game plan of this year and just see what we have in both Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Give them the full test for throughout the entire year, see what happens, and then if we end up in a poor position, we end up with a good draft pick, and then we can reassess from there. That's where I'm at.
When Yoda is upset, aka Ray Diddy, AJ says that he's been disgusted for a minute. It's aging him. We want to keep Ray Diddy around. But it. I had a thought, but I totally lost it. I just feel like this was what my thought was. Yeah, because I was just like, I can't wait to watch what Nick Sirianni's going to say. And then I realized that I didn't watch what he had to say last week or the week before after the L's, because you know what I said to myself? I said, whatever he's saying, I've already heard it already.
Yeah, like, it's just coach speak.
His messaging now he's not even getting through to me as an Eagle fan, that I don't even need to see the presser because I know what he's probably going to say. So, and me as a fan, obviously he's a coach in the locker room, but right. I really want to know how he's being received by, like, what he's standing in front of Fletcher Cox. Is Fletcher Cox like, oh, I'm gonna go,
Yeah, he's probably looking at him like Deshaun Jackson was looking at Jameis Winston with the whole E to W situation.
You want to eat a W?
You want to eat a W?
We're gonna compete. We're gonna go out. We're gonna rock paper scissors. We're gonna play some basketball.
Yeah, dude. And
every second, 1% better.
But just look at that. Like, it's almost like Nick Sirianni has been more focused on just looking the part than actually being the part. He's out here. He's pandering with the T-shirts. He's got the rock, paper, scissors. What is actually being done to make this football team a better team? I understand that he is like a player's coach and all that, but that only takes you so far. You need a game plan.
I'm convinced they really do have that Tecmo Bowl playbook in their hands. Up A.
This guy's a fucking Raiders fan anyway.
Right A, down A, left A. All right. Up B, right B, left B. I mean, come on. That's it. That's all you see is the same shit.
Elena with the P word here. He said Sirianni equals puppet. Ooh.
Remember this stuff?
Like, I don't like banana routes, right? I don't like we're going to roll into it. It's stick your foot in the ground and rip it.
Where's that energy? Where's that been?
I think Sirianni's aged too. He's probably aged about 10 years after,
Oh,
and it's
that
still early.
I don't like the
still early.
banana route. You're running a goddamn. But
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
And some people talk about the facilities. Like, do we have the facilities, aka the talent to? I do think you have, like, the fact that Dallas Goedert has one catch going into the fourth quarter or end of the third quarter, like on National Tight End Day. Like, you can't. How could you not scheme up some plays for Dallas Goedert?
Made up holidays, bro, with the National Tight End Day. What the fuck is that?
But listen, whatever.
Like,
It might be
use
made
for
up,
show.
bro. But I mean, at the end of the day, their tight end took it seriously, took it to heart, and he killed us. All right,
No, he was sitting on the bench, and his backup took it seriously.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm talking about. The backup, the backup took that as a serious holiday. Okay,
No, you're right. He did.
Matthew says this whole team needs to be benched and the coaching staff needs to go. What the f is our secondary or passers? Again,
Swiss cheese, man.
you're playing with a quarterback who, I mean, we had shout out to Dennis Ackerman from Believe's Raiders show. I said, that's the thing that really concerned me was a death by 1,000 paper cuts. And I said tweeted that out earlier in the game. I said, he's getting his death by 1,000 paper cuts on, because that's how easy it is to see when they have that idea of, like, take what the defense gives you. Like, that's exactly what Derek Carr did. He took what the defense gave us. That means that he knows where all the backdoor entrances are. He knows where all the hidden. He knows where all the answer to the test is. And that's how you can easily know that when a man passes for 91% completion percentage. That's even hard to do in a video game.
It really is. Like,
not Tech Mobile.
Elena, no loop.
No Vaseline out there in Las Vegas.
I've seen a lot of Deuce comments out there.
A lot.
I saw that as well.
Hey,
And
listen.
it really makes you wonder.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna find out next week.
Well, I had a Deuce meme ready, and I had a Doug Peterson meme ready, but I was like, I don't think the timeline needs comedy right now. I think these are the kind of losses where
comedy's the best medicine, man.
you try, but it's like these are the kind of losses where you just like, I can't wait to get this show over with. You're not getting more than an hour from me. Not even an hour. like now you can go watch the Sixers. Sixers are on, right?
That we do have that going on for sure.
And Doc Rivers, what is he gonna like? I don't know. I don't know what in challenge. I don't know, guys. I don't want to it's like we've had two poor coaching jobs by the Sixers and the Eagles back to back. I don't know if I could stomach a third tonight.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, these are just sad times right now, because I mean, it's crazy how one win, that win versus Atlanta, man. It's crazy how much that shifted my mentality on this season. I was like, I think we could realistically win like 9-10 games after that win. And then I mean, now I try and tell myself that we have an easier stretch of the schedule coming up, and that we're going to maybe string some wins together in a row. But like, let's be real. We just faced a Raiders team whose head coach just walked out, and an interim head coach just came in and had his way with us all day long. Derek Carr looked like an MVP today, and that isn't Derek Carr. That was because of our Eagles defense.
Hey, man, he's been averaging 324 yards, 323 yards a game. He passed for 323 yards. Like, that's his average. He's been putting up those numbers. So I mean, again, I think Lena has the best answer here. Bring back the ice cream, maybe. Caleb from YouTube, he says, if we get 1% better each game in 10 years, we will be competent. I think we gotta get 10% better every day. I think that's entirely the need. I've heard this a lot. Shout out to Mark from Oregon.
What that?
What, hers sucks?
Sorry.
No, 3 draft picks isn't going to help with this coaching staff. And you start to think, I'm like, okay, like identity wise, positional value, where are the weaknesses? Because there's a lot. It's glaring weaknesses. You talk about safety, you talk about linebacker, you talk about we don't know who our franchise quarterback is. We have linemen that are injured often. We have you could go across our center who's mainly the voice of reason was out of character today.
He was out of pocket, man.
Like he was trying to he was doing the step over. He thought he was like Jason Iverson today, because that just shows you the frustration levels when your leader is out of character right now, and he's just like, what am I doing? Like I'm the last of the, like my boy, like Wentz is gone, Zach Ertz is gone. I have blonde hair. I'm now I'm out of control. I'm the leader of the locker room, and here I am, and we're getting our asses whooped in Vegas when our coach is out here gambling. Coach Sirianni out here gambling with this team. That's what I felt like. I was like, this guy's out here gambling.
Sirianni, not with the team.
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, are you tripping? Sirianni's tripping today.
Dude, and this has just been a common theme throughout the entire year. He's coming into games completely unprepared. And what do you say about that other than you're in the hot seat, man? Like, how can you not be? We at this point have to be applying pressure, I feel like, to that whole situation. You think this is a long-term answer, bro? I'm not trying to.
No. Do you
Sirianni?
Do you think Jeff and Howie is going to go ahead and just ride this out to get him to give us our first round pick and then get rid of him?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
They brought him in to go ahead and succeed on that part because that's where he's succeeding on getting us that first round pick.
The wildest thing is just like you could say whatever you want about Sirianni at the end of the day. Like you could say whatever, but then you have to look back at Howie and Lurie and be like, yeah, you brought him in here.
Dude, the comment section is emotional. It's got just all day long. I got hurt this garbage.
I just feel like I don't know. I have like, the play where he slid when it was like third. Like he could have got the first down.
Third and 11.
And
second and 11.
Yeah, and I'm like,
second
bro,
and 11.
Like you just tried to run over 2 other guys. Like,
well, you
couple
questioned
plays
that
later.
one. I questioned the one where he dumped it off the Byron Scott or Gainwell. I think it was Gainwell.
Boston Scott, yeah.
Boston Scott or Gainwell. And then I'm looking up and I see Watkins past the first yard mark. Like, why didn't you toss it there? He was wide open. So we're reading the comments. Nick sucked, but at the end of the day, is it Hurts that sucks as well? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Evan, look, I'm with you. You got to ride it out for the year. We got to go ahead and see what this kid is about. But I mean, some of his decision making is horrible, bro.
Dude, and it's not just his decision making; it is the goddamn eye fucking of his receivers.
Yes,
stop.
That's what I'm saying. Like he didn't even look at.
And you know what? I'm starting to think that a lot of these fumbled snaps has to do with the fact that he's probably already looking at the receiver before the ball's even in his hands.
Yeah.
But the thing that doesn't make sense, right? You're talking about a young QB. Like, why would you put all on this? Like, you give like a 5-year-old like a grown man's plate. Like, finish that food. Like this is too much food on his plate, man. Give him some help. But the whole Nina says I would like to see Hurts under new coaching staff. They're making him look bad and add to his bad play calling. So his bad play. But how many? That would be like his 7th offensive coordinator in like 7 years. Like the dude has never had some consistency to so I just feel like but you got to call it like it is. I saw someone make mention of the drops from Devontae Smith. Like I'm telling you, man, like from playing wide receiver, there's when you cannot predict where your quarterback is going to throw you the ball, there's a level of frustration of like, am I going to get this one behind me or is he going to throw me open? we need to get to that level where he's starting to throw people open. Because again, we're not talking. These aren't crazy routes. These are like slants.
Right.
Like we need some well-timed slants. Like, and people are like, "Oh, Devontae Smith." No, I mean, get him some time, some balls in space where he's, throwing him open. Some of those plays could be extra yak with a good thrown ball. So he looks frustrated.
Yeah. And speaking of frustration, I mean, Jay
You guys
Cross,
find
I did end up finding that. I got it right here. But what do you guys make of this? This was said by Fletcher Cox after the game. I don't get paid to play screens. I get paid to get sacks. Fletcher Cox said it's just still an adjustment for him not playing an aggressive scheme. I mean, that sounds like a frustrated veteran, man. When you start saying what you do and don't get paid for, I don't know, man.
Well, you talk about frustration, but you also talk about like what they're asking him to do. And again, like if you're not putting your best players in a place to succeed, like that's like I don't get played to. He's calling out them linebackers out there,
Right.
like because those, I mean, anyone can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Our linebackers are out of position. They're like making tackles 7 yards downfield. Those are all empty stats. Like if you want to like tally up, we had this. Like I could see how you have so many tackles because the defense is out there forever. And man, listen,
just getting chopped up, man. Got chopped up all day by freaking Derek Carr.
Like we have Nathan in here a lot. He's
fullback still exist. Fullbacks still exist.
Chris has a question here. He says, "Do y'all think they might be calling these messed up plays to make Hurts look bad?" So no.
I think they're trying their hardest, and this is what their hardest looks like. It's not good.
It looks like I just keep thinking to myself, I'm like, this is what it looks like when the front office meddles too much. That's what I started thinking in my head. Yeah. Any of y'all? Am I alone here?
Oh, I'm just praising my own admiration here. Thank you, Brian.
Oh man,
it's a tough one, man. I mean, it's one of those games where there's not much to talk about other than just how poorly we played. When you're not able to connect anything together throughout the entirety of the game, and you just you string together a couple good plays here and there, but all in all, it's just an overall bad performance. It's a tough reality to face. And this is all without Darren Waller in the game. Imagine what they could have done to us if they had a top tight end in the game.
Oh man, I'm the biggest question now is where do we go from here? Like when you have like a bad relationship and both y'all are at your wit's end and you're looking at each other like, is this gonna get better before it gets worse, or do we come together as a marriage and work this out? And wrong. You're like, I'm packing my bags, I'm going to Vegas, I'm gonna like where do you go from here? Because offensively we have not even shown any consistency at all. So like I'm trying to be positive. I try to stay positive.
Yeah.
I'm just not being.
Well, I'm at a point now where as we approach this trade deadline, if things continue the way that they are, if we end up, God forbid, we end up putting an L up against the Lions, there is absolutely no reason at all for us to be buyers this trade deadline, and we should be selling. And I think that the plan would just be. We're acquiring assets for next season. We're already at that point in the season, unfortunately. If next week is an L,
it's so sad to even mention next week being an L.
I mean, there's no surefire wins right now with how bad this team is. You can't look at any single team in the NFL and be like, yeah, no doubt we'll win that game. Every win is going to be an absolute dogfight.
I mean, and then I always just like, you know how I try to keep myself focused on the team before I start diving into draft, and that usually doesn't happen until end of the season. I'm already
You're already there.
Like, for me to start watching draft like intently now, like it's because we do have to start talking this. It's going to be part of the conversation as you have 3 first round, could 3 top 15 picks. Because you're talking about this identity, like we've been talking through this whole show about identity and not having it or a lack of identity. The only thing that fixes the identity of this football team is bringing, cornerstone pieces into your team. Those are those guys that you bring in to change, the identity of this team. Like, who are we going to build around? Like, this is the focus of our conversation. It might have to be sooner than later, but it's definitely talk.
Right now, moving forward, who are guys that you definitely build around? I got Devontae Smith. That's pretty much right. As moving forward, I mean, there's guys on our team that are vets, but like they're aging too. Like Kelsey, that's not a guy you can count on for the future of this team. Brandon Brooks, not a guy you can count on for the future. The entire offensive line. The wide receivers are suspect, aside from Devontae. I mean, we don't see enough of Miles Sanders. It's embarrassing, man. Yes. Punters are people too. Build around Aaron Ross. We found ourselves a punter. One less thing to worry about.
Nathan says Hurts. No. Okay. No, that was Todd that says Landon Dickerson and Gainwell.
I like Gainwell. Yeah, I like Gainwell. But I mean, I'm not sure if Gainwell can be an every down back. I don't think he's that.
I don't even know they're going to give him the opportunity to be one.
Jerome says Smith.
And if you actually look at the stats of that game, even with Miles Sanders going down, Boston Scott had more carries than Kenny Gainwell did.
Yep.
Boston Scott had 7 carries, 24 yards, and a touchdown. Kenny Gainwell had 5, but he did have those receiving yards, so he was more involved in the passing game. But still.
Now, Caleb asked the $1 million question: will Howie ever be fired? I saw Glenn Mack now. He had tweeted out there that Lurie fired his own best friend in Joe Banner. So, I mean, there comes a point in time where you have to realize that if there's a continuing trend from last year, if there's dysfunction in the locker room, or I don't even know if it's locker room or the front office, and it's spilling out on the field, and this is what it's trickling down into. Like, again, like if you have coaches that don't want to coach here because of Howie, or the situation where some players don't like playing under Howie, it's a real thing. If Wentz didn't get along with Howie, like if that's the common denominator, like again, like I mean, you just have to start looking at every single angle. Like when is it that Lurie, when is it his final straw with Howie?
Exactly.
What would it take?
Like, and I'm hearing what you're saying, but how long have we been doing the show, and how long have we been asking that question?
Oh, I'm just saying because I saw the tweet from Glenn Mack now. Like,
I was like, and it's like one of those things that seems so glaringly obvious in your face. It's like, this is what the issue is right here. We're looking right at it, and we just we're aimed at him, and then
the scope is on. The scope is on, but nothing's happening. Yeah. Nobody's gonna pull the trigger.
No.
I don't know. Like it again, like and then we went so long in this with the show without having to really focus on Deshaun Watson, and then just to see the fact that like how they were intertwined, the stuff that I was hearing, but like the fact that if Watson did not want to come here, so then there's a tweet that comes out today like, oh, Eagles are out on Deshaun Watson. So it's like I I mean, how much are they in on? I mean, or how much did some of the players in the locker room be like, what are we doing here?
I gotta be honest with you. Personally, I know it's a mixed bag in our fan base about people that want him. I feel like that's the only thing that can make this year even more of a catastrophe. If we end up trading for him, like, okay, so we suck and we don't have morals. I guess that's just where we're at.
Shout out to my brother in the chat. He's been sending me these emojis all day long.
Evan, I hate to say it, man, but stay tuned. Stay tuned, bro.
Mr. Cross says rent's way past due. Hurts is now evicted. Interesting.
We got beat by a dude that was wearing eyeliner all day.
The eyeliner that you happily brought out, pointed out. I'm sorry.
He's like, he's got some
He's got some gunk on his face.
I don't know, man. You guys doing all right, man?
Man,
Evan looks beat. Looks beat up.
I am beat up, and so you know who else is beat up is our tackles, because that between Ngakoue and Crosby, man, they were completely just Swiss cheese today. Ertz had no time at all.
I'm trying to see if there's any breaking news that has come out since the game came over. I mean that Fletcher Cox quote right there, that's completely frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then again, you're like McLean was like, ooh, I can get back at Fletcher Cox here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like,
I'll have the last laugh,
Fletcher Cox,
Mr. Cox. Yeah, man. It's very frustrating.
And Jalen Hurts, just at the podium now. Our execution and our details, it simply needs to be better. Yeah, I mean,
no shit, dude.
Exactly. Like it's one of those
whoa,
things
whoa.
No, Prime's right, dude.
No, just funny. I'm messing with y'all.
Yeah.
we're all like if
we're trying to talk about stuff, I mean, I could start a little controversy here. I still want to go back to how you guys really thought that was an awesome catch by Rager.
Are you serious?
I am very serious, bro. How? He dragged on that damn route. I mean, he threw it up. He just let it go. So yeah, he made an attempt for the ball, but how was that?
He had 3 guys on his back.
Did you see the elevation?
I saw, but I mean,
how is that not a great catch? Because you said great catch.
And then to be able to gather yourself and get in the
end great catch is had he been in the middle of all 3 of them. That's a great catch. But that was just a toss up.
Oh yeah, he should make it harder on himself next time.
The linebacker over here talking about how bad a catch. That was a good catch, man. That was a good catch. Rodney McLeod on the Eagles season. He said time is running out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that.
Time is running out. Like that's
cryptic, honestly. What does that mean?
It's your veterans are saying this stuff. Time is running out.
We're 2-5. We have to make.
I don't get paid to.
Kelsey's retiring. Fletcher's frustrated. Devontae looked frustrated on the line of scrimmage today. You know, Rager, I don't know, man. Dude's attitude just sucks. He needs to be taken away out of punt returns. All right, like I'm frustrated. I'm getting fed up with just him always trying to call for a flag too, because it's like after every play, he's like, "Where's the flag? Where's the flag?" I mean, like, I don't know. We look garbage, man. We look garbage.
Sirianni had the classic cliche "man in the mirror" quote, and then capped it off with a "I love our team." Is that heartfelt? You guys feel better? Do you at least feel loved? That's got to tickle you in the feels.
I mean, the best to me, the messaging is stale, dude. I mean, and
there's
now
raisins in the pudding.
He's put if he stop putting raisins in the offense. Yeah. I might tweet that out.
This is a culmination of poor decisions put together by our front office, not only in picking the coaching staff, but also just in our draft selections as well. I mean, I see people out here talking about that. I mean, we've missed a ton on draft picks in recent years for positions that we were going for, specifically in the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have even had to draft Devontae Smith this year if we had a DK Metcalf on our team, if we had a Justin Jefferson on our team. Wouldn't have even been a part of the conversation. We would have been on to building around other things.
What would be like? Say you're going to drop your quote at your presser, and like Hollywood Hearn says this about the Eagles' offense. What would you say?
I would quote Magic Johnson and say, "I'm not going to be here." Get the hell out of here.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Primal, what would your quote be?
I can't even come up with one, man. It's just there's nothing.
If you're Nick Sirianni, what is your quote that you leave out there?
I suck.
I'll probably go.
I need to suck less.
I'll probably go with I need.
Knowing
to
him, he probably would say that. I need to suck less. I'm just really curious to know what Jalen's going to say this week. I mean, last week it was we're almost there. He said that a couple weeks ago too. We're almost there, and it's just like we're getting further and further away from being almost there.
If I'm putting out my quote and I'm Nick Sirianni, it's like I got to stop putting raisins in it because it's pretty obvious that
rock paper scissors.
Life is a game of rock paper scissors, and it's time that we shoot.
Well, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna get like the fact that we're regressing.
What are you putting raisins in? What are you putting raisins in?
He just open up his playbook and raisins are falling. What's going on here?
Fourth and Jawn podcast. Turns on Sirianni news at 8. I don't know. It's just again, man. I have nothing to hang my hat on except for my head right now. I got nothing. They've given me nothing, and I'm still out here buying Eagle stuff and traveling. We're traveling.
We both are. We both are.
And so if someone said to you like, "Hey, y'all going to Detroit?" What would you say?
I already saw 8 Mile. I'm good.
It's like, I heard it's cold in the D. That's what it said.
I like that one. I already saw 8 Mile.
I saw everything I needed to say.
I think,
rabbit. You gonna look for rabbit?
I think what's going on with Nate's comments here? He's like retweeting.
He's got the old copy paste function going on, I believe.
Yeah. He's all with that one.
So Ev, if Prime, do you guys want to go with your last word before we get out of here?
I mean, I feel like we've left it all out there on the table. But yeah, sure, Prime. Why don't you start us off?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Last word. I'm just gonna go ahead on a good note and wish my wife a happy birthday today.
Wow.
All right.
Hey, awesome.
Yeah, other than that, there ain't really nothing else to talk about this damn team. We suck, we booty, we ass. I said that earlier, and I'm gonna stick to that. They need to figure it out. This is just a shit show, man.
Mr. Cross says every away game we are undefeated right now, so the world is on our backs.
Or every
road game that we went to, they won.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Both of them. both are wins this season.
Well, listen.
That's funny. It is both the wins this season.
It is. But we might have to start, taking on a GoFundMe account to go ahead and make the rest of the games for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah. The way my bank account is set up.
Yeah. Me and Gail will take the GoFundMe. Evan will pretty much start his OnlyFans.
Who's to say I haven't already started?
Like Evan's out here cooking cheesesteaks. You want to watch me cook a cheesesteak? I will. I'll put whatever cheese. I'll put whatever cheese you want. I'll put whatever cheese you want on it. Oh man. But Adam said embrace the suck in his earliest post. I mean that is like, I mean there's a part in, there's a time when you support your team. You just, I show up, support. Right now we going through it. If there was we might need some therapy, maybe some Eagle sessions.
Oh,
Wow.
Shameless plug.
Way to sell it, bro.
Because it's gonna be a rough one. If you catch an L to Detroit, and now that you're 2-6, I mean that's a bad look. It's a bad vibe.
You're forgetting the most important part, though, bro. Nick Sirianni loves us and he loves this team, so there's that.
Love travels, man. It's traveling to Detroit next week.
We gotta get Nathan some therapy out here. We gotta get some therapy on your triple messages, my guy.
I mean,
it is what it is, man. Like again, this whole offense is trash.
hey, Nick Sirianni, it's National Tight End Day.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't care. I don't care.
I'm sitting there like National Tight End Day, and Goddard has one catch. What did he do to you?
No.
Jones out here, she's dying a hard-suffering Eagles fan. Up north, I think New Hampshire, if I'm not mistaken. And Jimmy, I mean, he says now on the clock, and that's to me, that's the vibe right now. It's the vibe.
We might have back-to-back like top 5 picks between us and the Dolphins. That'd be pretty dope.
Well, I said to myself, wherever that draft is at, I heard it's in Vegas. You hear that? The draft's in Vegas next year.
We could.
We have to be there at the first round.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, like not this. I'm not going for. I'm glad I didn't go.
Hey! I said we would find a way to go ahead and make it. Go for
like,
it.
we're gonna be there for the draft. We're gonna be there for the draft.
Okay.
Like three picks. Three picks. I'm getting front row somewhere. Somebody get me in there.
Yeah, I like that. Mark that one down. And if she's watching Vegas, we going.
All right.
It's been a miserable, but
it's miserable, man. Like, look, we apologize for the down.
I apologize for nothing.
Hey, nah, man, because this is
we're not gonna be Nick Sirianni and shit, have love because we ain't got no love right now.
But this is real. This ain't like this is what Eagle fans go through, and we're going through it as we're on the show. We're like it was the first stages denial. We've been past that. Wow! Shout out to Pete. Check out his cooking channel and his.
I do check it out. He's actually got some dope recipes, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I gotta say that it started off pretty good. I mean, when Evan texted us this morning saying that he had a good vibe about today,
and
it
you know
was
what?
Just like, wow, like there it is.
I'm a big believer in the energy I feel as soon as I wake up for the day. Like it's that like first 30 seconds. It's like there's either gonna be a good day or it's gonna be a bad day, and I felt it in my loins.
Everything was going. Yeah, everything was going good. I mean, I took wifey out yesterday to the Pennhurst Asylum. She had a good time. Asylum. She had a good time. Then we woke up, took her to breakfast this morning. The day started off good. Mm-hmm. I said, you know what, baby? I'm gonna go ahead and get the yard ready so we can go ahead and decorate what's left of the month for the Halloween. And the game started a little bit earlier than I expected. I was gaming for 4:25 start and it ended up starting at 4:05. So I missed that first drive. I caught it on the replay.
That's the best part of the game.
I know, but I mean, she came outside and she's like, "Babe, we scored on the first drive." And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? We're gonna keep this rhythm going. Let's go." You know what I mean? She was all excited, and then I'm like waiting for her to come outside. Like, yo, she ain't come back outside. Like, okay, I guess that was it.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Tell wife I
Once-
said happy birthday.
Once I saw Jonathan Vilma, I was like, oh god, this is gonna be awful.
But everybody gets
You
upset.
didn't even know
that
who
that-
you noticed he didn't even know who Yannick Ngakoue was.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Like we get these booty
Like,
ass
dog.
broadcast analysis, but I
How do
mean,
you not know Yannick, bro?
you got to expect that when you're playing booty, they're gonna go ahead and give us that booty, team to go ahead and call our games. I'm tired of that. Yo, that dude was getting me so. Oh my god.
Control C, Control V is not going to work for Nathan after this.
Hey, Nathan, we're gonna have to chill out, or we're gonna have to block you, my guy. So you can relax over there. Yeah, I mean, Vilma was just like out here just ghost riding the whip. Like, yeah, do I gotta take notes? No, I'm just gonna show up, and do what I do.
I mean, I really took it like he was clowning us. I mean, he kept on saying the defense was so good. Don't sleep on this defense. There's still time.
My dumbass said that we were going to be a top 5 D this year.
Listen, you're not the only one, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and take the L with you because I said the same thing.
Man, R.I.P. Nathan Kistner. He was a good poster. He put in his work. But
Yo, I love how they kept on when they announced that Miles was out for the rest of the game, and they were like, and what's gonna hurt the Eagles too is that Jaw is out for the rest of the game. And I was like, what?
He's out for the rest of the year?
No, rest of the game. Like when they made that announcement, I was like, was that
You see Gail's level of concern that JJ was out there?
I
the
did.
most crucial wide receiver blocker that
When I
we
saw him-
have when we
when
don't
I
run
s-
the ball.
When I saw him going out, I was just like, when he was walking out, I was like, I don't like. I was when I seen him go out of the game. This was me. This was literally me.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care.
Bro, I was like,
all I kept on thinking was that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah. Hey, sorry guys, he had to get the boot. That was a little much, and our Eagles lost.
Nathan, I missed you already.
I'm feeling a certain way. I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the pick me up after this. We watched the Sixers game.
Maybe a little ice cream. Little ice cream.
Little ice cream. Flavors Rocky Road right now.
Yeah. It'd be fitting. Yeah.
Last word. When we start with last word, we'll go with Prime.
Again?
Was that you? Did you give me your last word?
Yeah, dude. Like
You
10
did?
minutes. Like 10 minutes ago.
That was the check.
But anyways,
He forgot already.
Ev, did you give us your last word?
I don't know, man. Maybe. Like,
Just say yes.
Surprise, motherfucker.
we suck. That's my last word.
All right, my last word. Obviously we're 2-5. First and foremost, shout out to all the Eagle fans who travel to Vegas and rep. Regardless, like we're Eagle fans. You stick it out. Obviously, we have a lot of questions about what we're seeing on the football field, with the front office, what the play calling, the scheme, you name it. We do not know who this football team is at this moment. That's probably why we're 2-5 at this moment. You just gotta hang your head, and hopefully they get it together. I saw Paul's last word. He says draft. That's where I'm at. I'm really starting to do my draft work early, so get ready for that. But overall, man, I just all the fans who stuck it in here. Obviously, it's therapy session. We're all going through it. We're gonna get through the next one.
Go Niners tonight. Against
Niners.
The Colts. Go against the Colts, bro.
Okay.
If we're going last words draft,
Bro, we're looking for anything to root for. I'm with it, Ev.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I feel that. But I think that's all for me and the guys, man. We'll see you guys in the next one. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.